Midas is known around the world for incredibly high quality and great sounding audio consoles. Midas consoles are used in world-class tours, and they're used in theaters around the world. They're noted for a really warm sound, precise but warm. Midas consoles are very expensive, though. Midas consoles can typically run from $25,000 on up to over $100,000. So they've been priced out of most people's budgets. Midas has now come out with the M32 console, priced at $5,000. An incredible price breakthrough for a Midas console. So what does that mean? How did they do that? How did they make that work at $5,000? That's something we're going to go ahead and take a look at. The M32 is built on the Behringer X32 console. So the functionality, the chipsets, the software, all of those are identical. So if you want to learn more about how the M32 operates, take a look at my video on the X32, and you'll find the same functionality, same inputs and outputs. Everything is the same. So the major differences why this is a Midas console and not a Behringer X32 lie in three things: the Midas Pro preamps, the Midas Pro faders, and the console design. Why is that important, and why is it worth the $2,000 premium over a Behringer X32? First of all, let's take a look at the Midas M32 layout here in terms of how they built the console. There's a carbon fiber wrist pad here. There's a flat surface that has the VCA faders, your scribble strips, solo button, select button, and a little bit of metering. The big difference here is this sloped front here. On the Behringer X32, it's fairly flat, or a continuous slope, and I'll show you that in a bit here. But on the Midas, you've got controls that are readily available on a nice slope for easier operation. It's easier to read the controls, it's easier to tell where the controls are at, but it costs more to build it this way. Behringer was able to wring out some of their costs by making a simpler mechanical layout. Let me swing this to the side and I'll show you the nice slope that's here. You can see that the console slopes up like this. It was designed by the same people that designed Bentley automobiles, because Midas is based out of Europe, so they want to have something that's stylish, but for me, I really don't care as much about the style as I care about the ergonomics and the usability. So I think it's a great package. It's built more for portability, for road use. Behringer is fine. The Midas is just built better. It's going to withstand a little bit more road riggers and moving around. So if you have a portable church type of an application, or if you're on the road doing some touring, then the Midas is a sturdier package, as well as being more ergonomic. The next thing I want to take a look at are the faders. The faders are Midas Pro faders. That means that they have a steel rod inside. They have a bigger motor. Now remember, on any of these digital consoles, audio doesn't pass through the fader. The fader is a voltage control. So all it does is control voltage as it moves up and down as a control signal to the digital signal processor. So that's not the issue, but you still want a very smooth fader. The other thing that you get is fast response. Let me show you what I mean. We're going to take a look at this group of faders, and as I go ahead and flip that up, you can see how fast that fader moves. You can also hear how smooth and uniform that is. On a lot of digital consoles, you'll see these faders kind of slowly move up, and they might not move to the exact same position and at the same rate. Look at that. Boom. Right there. Every time. Repeatable. Right on the zero. All together. And very fast. That is fantastic. That is great. And that's one of the things you're paying for with that price difference, is the cost of these faders. Now I'm going to show you on the Behringer X32, which we have right here, the same kind of an action. Okay? So this group of faders, you can see that moves up slower. You can see a couple of times a couple of these faders will lag. Not a big deal, but it's just a difference in the quality of the fader. The fader can't move as fast because it doesn't have as good a motor, doesn't have the other components necessary to act with precision like this one does. They're still fine and they're still great, but not as good. So the third thing are the preamps. These are the Midas Pro preamps. The Midas Pro preamps have that classic warm Midas sound, and that's why people prefer Midas consoles in many applications. The specifications on the two are identical. The dynamic range, the noise level, everything is fairly identical. I was going to go ahead and put it on the shop here for you to take a look at, but really they're the same. So really, when you wrap it all up, do you have a cheap Midas console or an expensive Behringer? Well, I don't think you have either. I think you've got Midas engineering, Midas pre's, Midas faders, and quality construction in a board that would probably cost $20,000 if Midas didn't take the very expensive software development costs and the DSP development costs from Behringer. So the way it functions, the way it works, the way it operates is identical, but wrapped around that is the quality of Midas. So I'm certainly willing to save $15,000 and use Behringer's software development and DSP development and put it in a nice Midas console. So it kind of boils down to, why would you choose the Behringer X32 or a Midas M32 for $2,000 more? In my opinion, it's your craftsmanship. If your artistic abilities and your ability to mix and discern is to the point where it's the equal of the Behringer or better, then you're looking for a board like this. You're looking for a board with faster response, with more consistent response, with that warmer Midas sound, but in a board that's very easy to operate, virtually identical to the Behringer. If not, if you just haven't gotten to that point, or your team is not to that point, the Behringer is perfectly fine. Save the $2,000. So it's like, some people would say it's like a Chevy or a Cadillac kind of situation, where the Behringer's the Chevy and the Midas is the Cadillac. And they're kind of built on the same chassis, but they have different luxury items. And I don't agree with that. I don't think that's a good analogy. I think in the analogy is the quality of the tool. This tool works better. And for me, it's worth $2,000 more. This tool is smoother, more responsive, and has the sound I'm looking for. The Behringer is a great console at its price point. It's just not the equal of this console. So if you want more information, give us a call. All of our guys are well-versed in both consoles. They can talk to you a little bit more about that. They can give you some pricing, because we're always giving you the best available price. So call us at the phone number you see here, or go on our website. We're always happy to help.